The NBA draft is just 2 days away, and the Charlotte Hornets have a huge decision to make. We all know Victor Wembanyama will be going first overall to the Spurs, but what the Charlotte Hornets do with the number 2 pick could alter the future of not only Charlotte, but multiple other franchises as well. The Bradley Beal trade was a great way to start the offseason, but draft night is where things will really start to cook. The Hornets are in a really tough situation with the number 2 spot, as they have to pick between Scoot Henderson and Brandon Miller. Scoot Henderson is a 6'2", 190-pound guard with a 6'9" wingspan who has jump out of the gym athleticism, who can basically get anywhere he wants on the court. He's being heralded as a franchise-altering guard prospect akin to the likes of Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, or even Ja Morant. His one vital weakness is the lack of a reliable three-point shot, which is what scares the Hornets, considering the fact they already have LaMelo Ball as a lead guard. Can LaMelo Ball and Scoot Henderson play together? Brandon Miller, on the other hand, a 6'9" wing out of Alabama who has already shown himself to be an elite shooter at the college level, shooting 38.5% from 3 on 7.5 attempts per game. He's also shown that he has the tools and the desire to compete on the defensive end, which makes him fit the bill of an elite 3-and-D prospect, something everyone in the NBA wants, someone you could easily pair with LaMelo Ball. Miller also has some intrigue as a dynamic offensive weapon, think of maybe a Paul George type, but it's safe to say that Miller's ceiling isn't nearly as high as Scoot's. This puts Charlotte in a situation where many other teams have messed up in the past. Sam Bowie over Jordan, Darko Milicic over Carmelo Anthony, Marvin Bagley over Luka Doncic, just to name a few. What the Hornets decide to do will cause a ripple effect amongst the rest of the NBA teams this offseason. Outcome number 1 is that they take Scoot Henderson. They decide to go talent over fit, because let's face it, the Hornets are just not good enough to justify drafting for fit this high in the draft. They have 4 other draft picks to do that. With Scoot off the board, all of a sudden that Blazers number 3 pick is looking much less valuable to some teams, notably the Pelicans and the Raptors. That means no Pascal Siakam or Zion Williamson to pair with Damian Lillard. With all the chatter of Dame not wanting to play with young guys and wanting to play with established talent in Portland, this could be the writing on the wall for Dame time. This would be great news for teams like Brooklyn and Miami, 2 teams to have major interest in Lillard if he were to become available in trade talks. Outcome number 2 is that they take Brandon Miller. Charlotte is scared about the potential fit of Scoot if his jumper never works out, and they already have their lead guard in LaMelo Ball. This outcome puts all of the power in Portland's hands with the number 3 selection, as they have the opportunity to take Scoot, a potential franchise-altering guard they could dangle in front of teams who are contemplating a franchise teardown. If the Blazers were to move that number 3 pick for an established talent, that means Lillard will be staying in Portland, taking arguably the biggest star off of the table for at least another offseason. There is also the opportunity, of course, for Portland, if they really like Scoot themselves, they could keep Scoot and move Dame anyway. Outcome number 3 is that the Hornets trade the number 2 pick to New Orleans, a team who has reportedly been very interested in moving up into either the 2 or 3 spot to get an opportunity to draft Scoot Henderson.
The New Orleans Pelicans have really shown an interest in getting up to that pick number 2 at Charlotte or number 3 at Portland to try to draft, we believe, Scoot Henderson. What Charlotte does is vital for how the NBA moves forward, and that includes the Pelicans. I think if that pick is made available, or if number 3 by Portland is made available with Scoot Henderson on the board, I think New Orleans would be very interested in getting it, and that could lead to Zion Williamson being available.
If that is the case, this could once again prove deadly for the value of the number 3 pick for the same reasons I mentioned before. All of a sudden, Portland can't acquire that star teammate, they have no Scoot Henderson, and Lillard's time as a Blazer comes to an end. The Hornets have a lot of options to pick from, and it'll be very interesting to see how everything unfolds. Charlotte fans should be very excited. With the NBA's offseason already underway, here are 2 videos to help you keep you in the loop with everything that's been going on.